Peace. Two fingers. What's up, everybody? TC here. God damn, man, I might color this gray before it's all over with. Or I might just leave the shit in there and let it all turn white. I don't know. Anyway, here's what's happening. Donald Trump got on TV the other day and said that he was announcing or he was ordering the military to develop a whole new branch. Okay. This motherfucker wants a space force. A space force. Now, the shit sound crazy to some people. Okay? A space force. I mean, who the fuck you gonna be fighting? Aliens? I mean, not the aliens ain't out there, but if they got enough technology to come all the way here, our little space force ain't gonna be able to do shit with them. But that being said, this sounds crazy to most people, but the idea of weaponizing satellites and having motherfuckers trained to specifically fight in space has been around for a while. And the shit really came to be back before 9/11, when they wrote that PNAC document, Project for a New American Century. Wolfowitz and Rumsfeld and Richard Pearl and Henry Kissinger and George Bush and all of them motherfuckers got together for that. But part of that document was to pursue a policy of full spectrum dominance. We want to dominate the land, the sea, the air, space, and cyberspace, and whatever other fucking space that I forgot. We want to dominate that too. Because, you know, motherfucking American war fanatics are psycho like that. So this shit been around for a while. Now, Donald Trump is the perfect motherfucker to roll the shit out with. Because there ain't but so many planes and missiles and tanks and aircraft carriers you can build. But they just keep throwing money at it, and, you know, they can do anything they want. So now we got all this extra money, and we got a motherfucker willing to spend it. So let's build our space force. My thing is this. How they going to pay for it? How they going to pay for a whole new branch of the motherfucking military? That shit could cost hundreds of billions of dollars. Hundreds of billions of dollars. You could send everybody to school, to college for 2 years. You could pay for everybody's health care. You could eradicate homelessness and poverty in this country. You could rebuild the infrastructure. You could do all of those things. But they choose to create another branch of the military for whom we have no adversary. I mean, who we gonna fight? Why do we need a space force? National security. To be secure from who? Russia spends around 60, 70 billion dollars on their military. China probably spends 150, 200 billion dollars on their military. And these are all just numbers I'm throwing out there from what research I've done. So it's all give or take. But it ain't nowhere near the $1 trillion that we already spending on our military. And this motherfucker want to create a whole new branch. So you're going to need generals and sergeants and captains and lieutenants. And you're going to need all kinds of motherfucking hardware and software and this and that. All of this. So what are you going to do? Take another couple of $100 billion to devote to this? Yes, they are. But when you start talking about putting money in public schools, when you start talking about feeding hungry people, When you start talking about rebuilding the infrastructure, when you start talking about educating people and having health care for sick people, social safety nets and things of that nature, we ain't got no money for that. We ain't got no money for that. The taxpayers don't want to pay for that. But back in, like I was saying, back when Wolfowitz and Richard Pearl and all of them motherfucking neocons was putting together that PNAC document, that was one of the pillars of it, full spectrum dominance. And you couldn't have that shit rolled out on Obama's watch, even though he was down. You couldn't have him. That would have fucked up his image. But Donald Trump is considered a fucking tyrant. So it just falls right in line with his strong man attitude. You know what I mean? And they don't give a goddamn how much it costs. In truth, they don't care how much it costs. Because the money doesn't really factor into it because the money is fiat and it doesn't have any real value. If the money was backed by gold or silver or something tangible like that, there would only be so much of it to excuse me, to spend. But because it's fiat, and because you can create as much of it as you want out of thin air, and the only thing that's backing it is our faith in it, well, then you can do anything, any goddamn thing you want. The value of money is only means something to poor people like you and me, who have to worry about how our mortgage is going to get paid, or how our rent's going to get paid, or how we're going to send our child to college, or I hate that fucking word kid. How are we going to send our child to college, or how are we going to eat tomorrow? That is the only time this fiat currency means anything. So, excuse me. So those big numbers that they place on the things that they want to do, they don't give a fuck about that. But heaven forbid you should sell half your food stamps. Or heaven forbid you should buy a piece of steak to go with your motherfucking rice and beans with your food stamp money. Because you don't have enough cash from the 2 fucking jobs you're already working. But we need a space force. See, that's how fucked up the value system is in this country and how fucked up the priorities are in Washington and Paris and London and Berlin and Moscow. But fuck all of them other countries. I'm gonna stay on the U.S. right now because we're the ones doing the Space Force thing. And he has no fucks to give about how expensive it is. They don't care. Just get it done. Get it up and running before they throw me out of office. And the next motherfucker to come along, he's going to continue the plan, though. So it really doesn't matter that Donald Trump might not be here for the next term. And I say might. But they don't care how much it costs. They don't care what you or I say about it. They're going to go ahead and go forward with it. But again, it's something that's been in the works for a long time. Because the military is always 20, 30, 40 years ahead of the civilian sector. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. So all of the fucking shit to implement this new branch, to put in effect, and to bring this new branch of the military into fruition is already there. Like I said, they 30, 40 years, 50 years ahead of the civilian sector. So they already got everything they need. But heaven forbid you should want kids to be able to go to college for free, or to put some real fucking money into public education, or to rebuild the infrastructure like all of the stuff I said before. No, we can't afford that. And then we're going to watch this election come around in November in 2018, and it's going to be the same old shit show as before. You know, the pendulum might swing a little bit to the left, but not all the way. Not it's a little bit, but not all the way. It's going to get there, but not in this next election. I don't think that's going to happen until the big war starts with Iran. But anyway, I just needed to talk on that. Motherfucking Space Force. Don't let your kids join that shit. But check this out. More than likely, it's going to be some kind of robot shit anyway. You know, they only going to take a handful of motherfucking kids who have degrees in, you know, computer technology and computer programming and things of that nature. They're not going to have any, you know, so-called grunts. They're not going to need any of them. But just in case they decide they do, try your best to keep your kids from joining that shit. You know, because all they're going to be is fucking cannon fodder for the aliens or whoever the fuck they plan on fighting in space. But Donald Trump, I got to hand it to you. Boy, you ain't scared of nothing but niggas. You ain't scared of nothing but niggas. All right? Well, that's it for now, y'all. I'm going to go ahead on and end this video with that. And I'm going to see y'all on the next go-round. All right? TC. And I'm out.